Welcome back, family and friends, to another installment, the ninth installment of the 12 Days Before Christmas. Just got through my battle with a prescription bourbon. Awesome channel. Please check it out. Check out Whiskey Eyes. She was also there helping out. At the end came Bourbon Bites, Clifton, and also, if you haven't already, I'm pretty sure you have, but check him out and give all of them a sub if you haven't subbed to them. They're all great channels. Whiskey Eyes up and coming. DMC has been around for a while. Clifton's been around for a while. So check them out if you haven't. I'm sure you have. And if you're just coming along this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on this one too. We have these type of videos, which is content videos, and also have some live streams where people will come on and battle as far as whiskey, and we test each other's palates and stuff like that. It's always a good time. So hit the subscribe button, hit the alert button, and you'll be able to tell when this channel goes live or another video drops. And again, appreciate everybody who has subscribed up to this point. You're all awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you. Now to the whiskey. All right, so this right here, of course, again, it's another one of those whiskeys that doesn't need any introduction, but I am going to introduce this one. This is the Michter's Barrel Proof Rye. I've drank through some of it. I've let it settle for a while. Now I'm ready to review it. Some of them I like to crack the bottles and review it, and then probably I'll get to go back to it later, maybe in a flight or something like that, and give kind of what I like. But this one I kind of want to take my time on. Michter's is one of those I guess I don't want to say niche brands, because they do have affordable bottles, but they also come out with limited releases, such as this one right here, the toasted rye. They have the toasted bourbon. They also have the 10-year, the 20-year, and the 25 years, which are all almost unattainable. Especially when you get to the 20 and the 25 year, those are really hard to find. Talk about limited. That is limited. This one right here is attainable, though. It is one of those ones where you'll see it in a store, probably not at MSRP. This right here at MSRP should be around $100, should be, but a lot of stores, of course, jack up the price because they see a little some wording on there that says limited release. And then the consumers, we get the brunt of the cost of what they want to sell it at. So it's not always cool. It's cool when you find it at those stores that don't do that type of stuff. But hey, it is what it is. This one right here comes in at a whopping 108.2 proof. It is a barrel strength. Normally when you think barrel strength, barrel proof, you're thinking like above 115 or above. This one right here is not that. In fact, even their toasted rye is a probably, I think it's a 110, the one I have. So it's weird because it doesn't have, say, barrel proof or barrel strength on there. At least I don't think so. Let me check. Yeah, well, actually it does. I take that back. It does say barrel strength on there, and this one is at 111 actually. So very weird that this one would be so, I won't say low, but lower on proof than one of their other ones. But and they're hard to find on both of them, but the toasted barrel, of course, does come in at a little higher proof. This one right here is the 21 Alpha 325. That's the barrel number. It's for any of you that look that stuff up. I don't know. It's not age stated. uh, but it is believed to be 6 to 8 years old. Believed to be, which since 2015 they've been making their own distillate, their own mash bill, which is also non-disclosed. All we know is that it's at a minimum 51% rye. Why they don't disclose the mash bill, I don't know. But a lot of people like this stuff. A lot of people wait in lines for this. A lot of people go and buy and pay for extra money to obtain it. So there must be something to it. Something they, maybe it's the labeling, maybe it's the bottling, maybe it's the way it looks. But people pay for it, and it's crazy. So 6 to 8 years since 2015, they started doing their own distillate, their own mash bill, like I was saying. And if it is 6 to 8 years old, that means this bottle would have to be the first bottle that's actually their own distillate. Like the previous ones couldn't be it if they were 6 to 8 years old. So this would have to be at a maximum 6 years old to be their distillate. Because if it's an 8-year-old, that would put it back prior to 2015, and it wouldn't be their own. So I'd have to assume that this is their own. But since they don't disclose that stuff, I guess we'll never know. But enough about that, because there's really not much more I can say about it, because we don't get that much information. I'm going to go ahead and go on the nose. It's really nice color, though. Got to give them that. Really nice copper color. Does coat the glass slightly. It is starting to drip on the sides right here. Get some legs on that. You definitely get a good hit of that cinnamon spice. Really nice smell to it. You get a toasted oak. They say they char the barrels. They don't really toast the barrels on this one right here, because it's not a toasted barrel, but they do char the barrels as it's aging. So before I guess putting in the barrels, you definitely get some of that fruit spice, that fruit rye that rye is known for. You get those fresh fruits. Yeah, it's really nice though. You do get some of the alcohol. I won't say it's alcohol forward, but as you go through the aroma, you do get a lot of the alcohol. Yeah, it's nice though, and as you can see, the legs are starting to come down. It's really nice. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go on a palate now. You do get a lot of sweetness on this palate. I would say there's this if it's a blend, again, because you don't get the mash bill, and if this is maybe on the lower end of the rye spectrum at 51%, you're gonna have a lot of maybe corn, because I do get that graininess, some corn in there, flavors coming through. Really sweet though. You got to kind of get that confection, or is it confection sugar, like the powdered sugar on your tongue. It's okay as far as coating wise. It doesn't really coat that well. Most of the flavors that I took in was mostly on my tongue, and it really didn't spread out. Normally, when you have a good thick oils inside of your liquids, then it's gonna spread a little bit more, and you get more flavor everywhere. This one really doesn't do that. I'm gonna go in for a second drink. You do get some cherries in there. You get your brown sugar. It's really sweet. Again, that corn grain. It's a grainy corn flavor that's on there, like a good sweet cornbread. Get hints of caramel, very light hints of caramel, depending on where you're from. Caramel, however you say it's fine. And it's nice. I like it. Is it worth the hype? I don't know, because I like rye. I like bourbons, but the hype on this one is just, I don't know. It's just a little bit out there. I don't think it's worth the hype, in my opinion. I'm glad I have one, of course. I mean, it's one of their limited releases. This possibly could be one of the first ones from their distillate. And if this is where they're starting, then it's a good start. It's good. But again, if it's 6 to 8 years old, they started making their own mash bill in 2015. Again, this would have to be 6 years old for that to fit the timeline. So I just took another drink just to refresh those flavors. This right here is about a medium finish. It's something that when you drink it, you do have time to kind of savor some of the flavors. Again, you get that brown sugar, sweetness coming through, the graininess in it. If you don't like I would say, because it's not overly hot or anything like that, I don't get too much of a Kentucky hug. But it's sweet. It has a lot of grain on the tongue. Leaves back some of those oak tannins, those charred oak. But it's good. And all I have left on the back is just those sweet flavors just in the back. A little bit, a hint of caramel, like I said, and that's it. But they fade. They slowly start to fade, and without too much time, you're trying to reach for those flavors, but the little bit of dryness that is left behind doesn't allow you to try to reach back for those flavors. So again, a lot of people like this, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not bad. But for me, I think along with the hype and trying to get this bottle and paying hundreds of dollars in secondary, I definitely don't think anybody should do. Because if you buy their single barrel ryes, the regular ones, I'm gonna say it's not too far off of what the flavors you're gonna get. And as far as I can remember, I think they last about the same. Well, that's my review. That's what I think about it. Appreciate you again. Thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're at, have a good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Thank you, and see you on the next one. Have a good day.